Hello everybody and welcome back to Ruling the Cloud. Well, sort of. We're actually not on the cloud server right now. Hi buddy. So this is the creative world that I've been working in to kind of figure out how I want to build my castle here. And we're only going to be in here for a little bit. I kind of set up this wall here to show you guys something. So for the next floor of the base, we're actually going to be building a potion lab. And I kind of wanted to work out a way to do all sorts of the different potions that are currently in the game. And I wanted to kind of figure out how to lay out the room because it is an above ground build, so we kind of have a limited amount of space. Now I have sectioned off the different kind of potions as weakness using different materials to brew it. All of these ones here use awkward potions. Jumping potions I have kind of off to the side because I'm not going to include them with the potions in this room, so you can kind of section this area off. Just because these two, or rather the jumping potions, will be done separately, and that one won't be part of the main redstone line either. Now these potions here, I've also included kind of the modifiers to make them into negative potions. So over here we have the strength potion, redstone and splash, and then the golden dust and splash. These are kind of the different variations that they can have for the regular potions, either increasing the time or the efficiency. And then over here is the arrows. So if I add a modifier to make it into a negative potion, it goes to these steps. I haven't decided if I want to do it at the splash potion level or if I want to do it at the stage before it and then add another bit of gunpowder just to make it go into the next stage. So just looking at all the different kind of potion effects we have here, poison actually doesn't have another variant. Water breathing on its own, and night vision, which then goes into invisibility. And I kind of have an idea off of all of these how I want to lay out the room. So just kind of thinking about it, we have roughly about 8 potions, basic state. And then we have about 3 negative potions, looking at where the arrows are right now. And then we leave another set just for the weakness potions, because that's technically also a negative potion effect. And the jumping we'll build in a different room. So going about it that way, I've kind of made a basic layout of the room here. I'm thinking for the 8 potions, we'll have kind of these spots in the middle of the room here. And we'll have kind of each one being its own line of brewing a potion. This line could be like brewing healing, and then it connects to these corner spots where we have the cactuses, and that will act as where the negative potions are. I think we could actually go a different route. Alright, so I set up another way we could do the potion room, and for these kinds of potions here, I was originally thinking of doing the variation between redstone and glowstone, but I'm thinking we'll just cut out the middleman. We'll just use one line for a specific set, whichever one I decide to do, either with redstone or with glowstone, and leave it at that. I was going to kind of make it more complicated and add a way to switch it between redstone and glowstone, but I think just going through all of them and deciding which ones I actually want to keep would be a much better idea. Now, deciding on where we're going to kind of lay out the stuff, the weakness potion, since it is going to be separate from all of it, I kind of want to keep it in one side, like where this soul sand is. We'll have a weakness potion, and then we'll have in the main middle the variation ones, and that way they can connect to these 4 corners and have the negative effect potions. And then in the far corners, they'll be like the lesser used potions. But we'll have to see if this actually fits. I think the first design is better. Click. To the world! Okay, so here we are in the castle in the stable level. Now, I've actually gone ahead and set up something for us to use to get to the next level. Something I didn't really think about when I was building this room. I didn't really make a way to get to the next floor, so kind of using a trick with the mine carts, we'll kind of just jump up, and then when I press shift and click upward, it will catch me and take me to the next minecart, like so, and we just keep going upward, and we're up here on the next floor. So I've decided to go with the first design. I was thinking about it. The redstone just becomes more kind of wonky and all over the place. Actually, I think my audio might be a little too loud for some of this stuff. Just listening to how it sounds when I'm walking around. Oh, okay, yeah. That's better. Okay, so I was thinking about how it's going to work, and having it the other way kind of makes it a little bit more confusing. So I've set it up here with the dirt floor as our base. And I've extended this floor outward, so it's going to encase this level here all the way around. And I've put signs here showing what the potion's going to be, the modifiers we're going to use, and the final result. So the awkward potions will actually be collected near the end of the line, and then going inwards, they'll be given the modifiers, or rather they'll be turned into a potion, give it a modifier, and then changed into a splash potion. So the potions in the middle center part are going to have are all going to be splash potions, and I can get them right from the entrance of the room. And the horses are actually very loud, and I think that's why I had that off originally. So, and they're going to kind of just be behind each other, and I have set it up for each of the potions, water breathing, night vision, and I've put them in the correct spots so that they'll connect to these corner ones, and the ones with the negative effects will be in the 4 corners, as well as the weakness in another corner. Now, the way this potion lab is going to work is for each of these potions, they're going to be controlled using dispensers, or rather droppers, and we'll be sending a redstone signal to them to just repeatedly drop them down the line into the next brewing system. And then once that's done, say making a night vision potion, it'll go into the next system, and so on. And then in the corners here, in the middle, rather, we're going to have different kind of jobs. So this one is going to be the clock to turn on the potion lab, and the first spot you saw will be to put in the water bottles. And in these other corners here, I'm thinking for the floor, this should give us more than enough room to do the redstone, because we'll actually have it raised up a bit. This will be where the main actual floor is, and then basically all the space downward to where the dirt blocks is for the redstone. The one flaw with the previous floor is I ran out of space. Here we go. So this is it. This is the potion line system that we'll be using for our potion lab on the server here. I've gone ahead and kind of set up the middle spots, and I also set up kind of a bit of a demo over here just to kind of show you guys how it's going to work for the negative effect potions and how each of the middle ones are going to be. Now, obviously this looks kind of familiar, and that's because I'm using Ethos Lab Potion Lab setup. Yeah, that sounds about right. So this is where the potions are going to be dropped into the awkward potions, and it'll be same all around, and they'll go just down the line powered by the redstone, and basically each one will be given the modifiers like I've said. And I've set up a bit of a demo here for the night vision potions, and I believe it should be set up, right? Yes. So as you see here, now we have a couple of splash potions, and it seems to be working fine. Now, I've also done a bit of the framework to kind of connect this line here so that it'll go into here to make the invisibility potions. So basically what's going to happen is from when it becomes a night vision potion and we add the redstone, there'll be a second line so that it continues on the track over here. Currently it's being locked by this torch, so the repeater, or rather the hopper, isn't collecting any potions. And we'll make a device that switches it so that it either goes down and continues to become splash potion, or it goes up here, gets dropped into this line, and basically just repeating how it is on the main middle sections. It gets modifiers to turn into a negative potion, and then it turns into a splash potion. So over here's our clock. This is the one Etho used on his world as well. And I'm not going to get too much into the detail of the redstone since it is his design. One thing I did change over here, I kind of have 2 comparator clocks. Now because I'm on a multiplayer server, I found just having a repeater here wasn't enough. It was too fast and the redstone torches weren't picking up the redstone for the droppers to work. So I put 2 comparators there and testing it with the night vision potion, it seemed to work just fine. Now these 2 lines of redstone are a little bit kind of messy over here, but essentially the way it works is that they're going to kind of wrap around the outer edge of all of these brewing stands here, just next to each other, and the lines won't cross, but they'll be going down along, and one will power the lock for the hoppers, and the second line will power a clock for the droppers to get powered, and basically just sending all the potions down through the lines and doing all the kinds of brewing we need for this place. And this will also power each of the corners. I already set this one up, but the other 4 corners will be doing the same as well. And One more thing I kind of want to let you guys know about. So right here, I'm going to use the... I'm going to make a way for it to be powered so that the clock is running from up here. I think I have it down here in this chest, right? I'm looking for a diamond. Yes, okay, we got 7. So I'm going to be using a... what's that called? Not a note block. Record player? What's a record player called in this game? What is jukebox? That's it. Okay, so I'll be making a jukebox, and we'll be basically setting it up so that when the jukebox, or rather the record, is playing, I can, using the audio from the record, tell how long I want this potion to actually be brewing. When the song ends, I can take the record out, it turns off the brewing for the entire design. Even if the potions kind of get backed up, that's fine. Once this thing's run for like a couple, maybe an hour or so, the chests, oops, okay, that's not what I meant to do. That happens sometimes. I actually am going to have to fix this to make it a lot easier for me to go up to the next level. I really should have thought about that when I was designing this place. I might just make it using an ender pearl. You have to get up to the next level. I don't know. I think I have I'm missing a train tracks. Nope. Okay, I don't have any rails on me offhand, so we'll go up a different way. I have my kind of, what's it called? Employee access way over here. Basically, just going from the ladder on the inside, we climb up. I've put a couple half slabs here. And basically, you just jump into the middle section over here. And you can get to all the redstone and all the good stuff. Just my access way to the wiring in case I have to fix anything. So it'll be set up over here. So this is what we'll be using to power the clock. And I kind of came up with a little design I want to do. And I think I have enough room. It might get a little too close to the potion brewing line, so I'll put it in 1 block, and next to it, just for an effect, I'm going to put 2 note blocks, and I want to put 2 redstone lamps so I also have a visual cue for when I'm doing the brewing of this place. And it'll all be powered from behind over here, so using a comparator to get a signal for when the record's in, it will send a signal, and then this will power... Let me see. I'm thinking I'm going to need some repeaters to go into the note blocks. And they will power. It shouldn't be crossing with this. I may have to do some changes and testing just to make sure it isn't. So we'll have redstone here, and then we'll put 2 repeaters into the note blocks, which at the same time will power the lights. And if we put a record in, I don't think I have one, but we'll power it with a lever. So this gets powered. And the lights turn on, and obviously we'll have the... Oh, wait a minute. The redstone's not being powered. You get the idea, though. I might have to make this... Hold on. If I put a torch here... Okay, good, it works. I just wanted to make sure it works. So we're going to connect it from over here on this side to go down to the clock. I have a lever there right now locking it so that the clock isn't running and causing lag. So let's see if we can kind of figure out how we can snake this down below. It's a little tricky. Doing redstone on camera. I'm actually not very good at planning this stuff out. This potion room design is probably the most planning I've done for this entire base, other than having the actual idea for it. So I'll put a repeater so it'll go into a block so it can go down 1 more. It's about 1 too high for me putting redstone on top of it. Oh, now it's raining. And it's really loud. Weather. Okay. Oops. That was weird. It still had the sound for a second. So, put a block above it, maybe? Let me see. I need to set up another lever just so if I take it off, it doesn't power the night vision potion line, which is the only thing connected right now. So that's powered. I can break this. Next, we got to continue the redstone going downward like so. And I'm thinking I would probably put another repeater here. Although, I could continue it down and then that should have the redstone, maybe? So I'll break this over. Doing redstone on camera and making it a lot more complicated than it needs to be. I'm definitely a fool of sorts. Now I'm thinking, clear this out a bit more. I want to power this with a repeater. So put a repeater there, another block, and then that way I can put redstone and one final repeater going into the block. So redstone and the repeater. So now this should be powered. So if I turn that off, it shouldn't run. Okay, so I don't hear the pistons. We're good. We're in the clear. Nice. This is really complicated, and I'm not going to change it. It works. It works. So, yeah. All right. So what's next? Now that we have basically the redstone figured out and how the on switch is going to work, I'm going to kind of start setting up a way to do the awkward potions and trying to figure out how I actually want to design the aesthetics of this room, which is a whole nother thing entirely. So let's head on down over here. And that jumping is starting to annoy me. Alright, so I got some more of the work done. I've gone ahead and done quite a bit, as you can see just by looking at it. I finished all of the wiring for each of the corners here for the negative potions, and basically everything but the weakness potion, which is why this corner I've decided to keep the dirt. That's just so I can kind of have a nice space to walk around, and I'll wire the weakness up later. That one doesn't have to be connected to all this. Now I've also gone ahead and changed this to solid packed ice. I kind of wanted that to be the way you go through a tunnel. And I've also removed all of the dirt other than in that corner, as I said. This way we have a nice open area to work with. We can visually see all the redstone. And I've set this up here as well. This is how I'm going to be putting the bottles in. We'll have glass bottles kind of filling the chest up here. And holding right click, it'll go into the water. It'll continue down into a bunch of chests. And in this corner is where we're going to be setting up the awkward potion stand. And I'm thinking we're going to do about 7 or 8 actual potion stands. And they'll be put into a chest, collected with a minecart, and then they'll be sent up with another set of minecart rails and kind of go around the outer edges of the potion stands and disperse all the awkward potions needed for this very complicated and big project, Ethos Potion Lab. This is all the redstone I have left. As you can see, I'm running low, and that means we have a bit of mining to do, and I have just the place in mind. Well, welcome to my strip mine. I'm not sure if I showed this much already, but I've gone ahead and kind of set this up here, and I have a whole bunch of picks that we'll be using. Fortune picks for coal and silk touch for obviously all the other ores, but the main attraction are these picks here. All of these are my work picks, diamond with efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3, and a whole bunch of iron picks, efficiency 5, unbreaking 3. All of these picks will be used to strip mine a huge distance and a huge area. That should give me all of the resources I'll ever need to finish my base, all the redstone I'm going to need, and I should be prepared for quite a while. I think I should be good. And other than strip mining up here, down below, at the lava lowest level, this is going to be all speed mining. Basically, for all the strip mined area above, I'm going to do just a giant strip mine. Now, I am going to have to get my hands on a beacon somehow. But we'll have to save that for another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and next episode I should have a lot of this mined out. Yeah. Okay, so I was going to end the episode, but I did a bit of strip mining and I found something. I knew that this was close to our base, but I had no idea it was this close. We found the stronghold, and this isn't even in the furthest corner. I thought I'd have to keep strip mining a huge distance, but it's inside my grid. The actual portal is inside my strip mine grid, which means we can set up a way to travel here later on, and it'll essentially be a huge part of our base and make it a lot easier. Anyway, this is actually the end of the episode, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.